Shalom. I want to start by giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Baruch Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us scriptures, among other things, and salutations to all Akim across the earth for doing his work in sincerity and in truth. Shalom. So, this is another video about the special Edomites, the Edomites of Holland. And this is their king, who's playing all kinds of characters, He was also talking about, nowadays he got a podcast going on. So he's so-called caring about everything, he's trying, he's playing, he's playing like they, he's playing like they are, that he want to cover the badness, the dirt that his family has been doing, until this day, because they're a bunch of, it's an, I call it, it's a play, it's a play, but that's Esau. Esau always playing like he cares, and like he cares, like he's very important, so he was also talking, a lot of people who suffered concerning the tax, they put them in debt and all that, and so-called they care about the people, leaving a tear hanging on the eye and stuff like that, nonsense. Talking about slavery, what is want to know. He wants so-called want to know what the role is of their family concerning slavery. Well, they have a big part of it, I've mentioned it before in many videos of myself, I'll be saying it. And these Edomites, they were the first who sent a slave ship to the Americas from the west coast of Africa. They were the last who stopped with slavery. So concerning the Edomites, this one are very special, I always keep saying it, but that's what it is, that's what it is. So yeah, you always have to check an Edomite that's doing like that, because he's playing like he really cares about the people. But you gotta be aware, in Yahweh Tazah, we are not in the blindness, to the spirit of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. We see these devils for what they are, As a matter of fact, let me jump to the book of Corinthians. Is it second? Let me see real quick. Yeah, second Corinthians. Let me see. It's the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So we see the spirit of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, we see what's going on. We see that his queendom of the so-called white people, the queendom of Esau, is going down, because all this dirt is coming out, all this dirt is coming out. I saw an article that countries that were that used to be colonized by the British, that they say that they also want a lot of stuff back, What was it? Let me see. I saw the title of it. I didn't saw the article, but I saw. Or to apologize. That's what they want. They want to apologize from British King's house for colonial past. That's what they want. But that's the thing that's been going on right now, And Jake, being a stupid as he is looking for equality. But Jake doesn't realize that he is meant to be put above all those nations. That's the thing that the Most High got in store for us. That's the first plan. But of course, it's the Most High movie, so we went off, starting with Adam. Didn't obey to the voice of Yahweh. But yeah, that's the flesh being made weak, and this process and thing that we have to go through. Going through the lows before we're gonna be high. And let me see. Yeah, the book of Deuteronomy. Let me jump to that. Let me see. Because the Most High, he had a plan to put us above above all the nations, you know. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen, you know. You can watch the downfall of this devil right now. And you got to realize that soon we're going to be on top of them. So this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power had chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So, while Jake be looking for equality, no, that's not the thing. We're supposed to be above all the people in the earth. So let me go back to the article. So Willem Alexander about the role Queen Wilhelmina at war was just not good. And you know, it was funny, I was reading this article and I'm like, yeah man, they really pushing this hologram, because this day, you know, in Holland, I'm not sure what they're gonna do here on this island here, but I know in Holland that they're gonna be silenced for like 2 minutes, you know. Bogusness. So let me just read the article. King Willem Alexander has always struggled with the role of the royal family in the World War. In the World War II, and that my great grandmother could have played another role. In the 7th episode of the podcast, Through the Eyes of the King, Willem Alexander looks back at the death memoriam in 2020, which took place due to C-19 crisis on an empty dam in Amsterdam. In his speech, the king said that many citizens did not hear and felt supported during the C-19 crisis. Then he made the comparison with the Second World War and how citizens then felt insufficiently supported by then Queen Wilhelmina, the great-grandmother of Willem Alexander. Wilhelmina spoke to the people during the war through Radio Orange. She was bright about war criminals. And that's also a funny thing, you know, I've been saying that, you know, because before the war even popped off here in Holland, they already took her to England, you know. So how can you support the people or be there for the people while you'll be the first one who's gonna be put in safety? You know, so that shows you you know, the elites, it's they playing a game, but you know, eventually the Most High is in control, you know. Not even a bird can die without the approval of the Most High, so yeah. She was bright about war criminals, but she was barely about the victims and about what Nazis did to the smallheads, for example. Many people did not know about the existence of concentration camps due to the limited communication opportunities, yeah, which we know is a bunch of BS. Historians believe that Wilhelmina could be more significance here. It's something that doesn't let me go, says the king in the podcast. Yeah, he's playing this so-called caring character, man. But you know, we gotta be aware. You know, to the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, we know. Let me see, the book of Revelations. The book of Revelations, chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. Yeah, but our people are still in La La Land. It's like in the days of Moses, you know, of Slaki, in the days of Noah, you know, before the earth got flooded. It's the same spirit, and Yahweh Shai said it in the book of Matthew. Let me jump to that. Yahweh Shai said it, man. This is how it's going to be, and you see it. And, you know, on this island, man, like I said, it's a party island. You know, people be in La La Land. It's not only in the island, but just in general. People are, and in general, you know, they came with the C-19. Then they, I said that they put the rules there. You know, you couldn't even go to a restaurant if you didn't have the QR code that you needed on your phone. You know, to go to certain countries on holidays, all those things. They were forcing, making it difficult for the people to move without taking the devil juice. All that. And it was also funny, because people are also angry in Australia. There's now this what's his name of this president or whatever, what he is, then the leader of Australia. So he's talking about that he didn't force people during the C19 to take the to take that devil juice. So people are really angry because Australia, then that's the place where the truckers started to protest, because they wanted to force the truckers to take it, so they had all kinds of rules going on over there. But it's the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 36. But of that day and an hour knoweth no not man, no not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. So not even Yahweh knows when it's time for him to come back. But to the signs and the things that are be going on in the world, we know to the Spirit of Yahweh Basham Yahushai that the time is very close. This is the time to get right. This is the time to get back to Yahweh Basham Yahushai. So wait a minute, let me jump real quick to the book of Romans, because this triggers another scripture in my mind. Then I go back to the book of Matthew. Let me see, book of Romans. This book of Romans chapter 13 and 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believed. Yeah, we are closer to the end than we realize, So book of Matthew chapter 24 verse 37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days of Noah were before the flood, they were eating, drinking, marrying, and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark. Yeah, and that's it. People have no clue what's going on, and especially on this island, it's a so-called party island, and the place where I stay right now, with the family, and there's a restaurant is very close, it's sitting a little bit higher, and people are partying, they, of course the sun is shining, so they are not, they don't know what's about to come, especially on this island. Where do you gonna run on an island? If you are on like on a continent or whatever, you have a place you can still move a little bit, but on an island, a small island like this, hey, where Easter's coming down with this nonsense, and that's also why a lot of people took the devil juice. Where do you go? Where do you want to go? You can jump in the sea and then it's done. For as the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Yeah, it's gonna be on the same way. They're gonna know it by death through pain. So back to the article. Then let me see. Then he made a comparison with the Second World War and how citizens then felt insufficiently supported by then Queen Wilhelmina, the great-grandmother of Alexander. Wilhelmina spoke to the people during the war through Radio Orange. She was bright about war criminals, but she was barely about the victims and about what Nazis did to the smallheads. For example, many people did not know about the existence of concentration camps due to the limited communication opportunities. So what you see is going on right here is that this clown is trying to create something which is not there, because we know, to the Spirit of Yahweh Basham Yahushai, everything shall be revealed, because that's it. Matter of fact, I have to jump to another scripture. The book of Luke. This is the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 2. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ear in closets shall be proclaimed upon the housetops. So this this game that they be playing, all these lies of them are coming out, by the Mosai, and the Mosai being uncovering it. That's also how we found out who we are, to the spirit of Yahweh Basham Yahushai. Started with Abba Bivens, who broke down Deuteronomy and made it clear that it's talking about us. Now it's all over the world, all kinds of languages. Let me see. Many people did not know about the existence of concentration camps due to the limited communication opportunities. Historians believe that Wilhelmina could be more significant here. It's something that doesn't let me go, says the king in the podcast. I thought now my chance to come out with the personal element of the family which I have been wrestling with for so long. Great story. And to say that was just not good, that despite the fact that one knew what happened, it was not brought forward in the speeches of Radio Orange, that it was still being sworn. King Willem Alexander is sorry that there was a lot, no, especially later in the war, but that it was not spoken about it because it was not true. That's the whole thing. Not in detail. This is a hologram, man. A hologram. What's a hologram? You see something that's not there. That's it. Not in detail, but they knew there were destruction camps, and they knew that small heads were being killed, and there's not been warned in time, whatever, like right now. And there's not been warned in time in that my great grandmother could have played another role. That's something I've always struggled with, and at that time I could get into clean with it. So yeah, so that's the thing that they be pushing right now, So he's playing this all caring king, He also spoke about slavery. We have this Koen, what's his name again? Dutch rapper. I can't even. I call him something with Koen, but. Oh yeah, Tycoon. Yeah, Tycoon. I was thinking like, yeah, his name is his name is Typhoon, but I'm calling him Tycoon, a real coon. So he was moved by the excuse that Mother Kutte did, and he couldn't wait for the for the excuse of the king. So yeah, whatever, man. But let me see. What do we got here? But these are all these things that you see going on. These are signs of Esau going down, and it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful to see that. So, this is the book of Obadiah, verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hid things sought up? Yeah, to the spirit of Yahweh Basham Yahushai. He's going down, and it's very beautiful. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 64. And verse 8, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And that's it, like the thing with the Anne Frank, talking about the ballpoint, that the ballpoint pen was not invented during the Second World War, and there was a lot of writing with the ballpoint, and then they said, yeah, it's probably about somebody investigating. He was investigating it. Then he made probably some notes with a ballpoint, which is bogusness. Because if you got something that's really important, a part of history, you're not gonna write with a pen on it to make notes. You're gonna take something else, a block note or whatever, and there you're gonna make notes. So yeah, even his lies doesn't make no sense, But yeah, that's like when you take a fish out of the water, he's just jumping, trying to jump back in the water. But yeah, if you took him out of the water, then he probably won't get there. That's what this devil is doing. He see his queendom is going down. So now they're using this peasant, with a so-called serious face, got a little bit beard on his face, try to look manly, downy looking dude, But yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. I saw this article and it's like, yeah, man, these special people, they trying, still trying to keep the hologram in full effect, But people are not follow for it, falling for it anymore. Even his own people, His own people are like, yeah, man, this story is full of holes, man. That's what it is. So yeah, with that, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Waharukar Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, for teaching us the scriptures, among other things, and salutations to Akim across the earth for doing his work in sincerity and in truth. So with that, I'm going to say Shalom.